Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Krishna Chandra, Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe. Jai Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jai Krishna Balaram. Jayo Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Jayo Nitai Gaurango. Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Jayo Srila Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhans Parivrajacharya Ashtottar Shat Shri Śrīmad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvind Bhakti Vedant Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhans Nitya Leela Pravishta His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामचार्य शील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा। श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी क्षेत्र की जय। गंगा माई यमुना माई की जय। वृंद देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण चंद्र की जय। श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की जय। श्री श्री निताय गौरांग की जय। श्री श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंह देव की जय। श्री श्री सुदर्शन भगवान की जय। हरि नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, first canto 10 chapter, text number 31. एवं विधा गदन्तीना एवं विधा गदन्तीना स गिरः पुरयोषिताम् स गिरः पुरयोषिताम् निरीक्षणेनाभिनन्दन् सस्मितेन ययौ हरिः सस्मितेन ययौ हरिः। एवं विधा गदन्तीना सगिरः पुरयोषिताम् निरीक्षणेनाभिनन्दन् सस्मितेन ययौ हरिः। एवं विधा गदन्तीना सगिरः पुरयोषिताम् निरीक्षणेनाभिनन्दन् सस्मितेन ययौ हरिः। एवं विधा गदन्तीना सगिरः पुरयोषिताम् निरीक्षणेनाभिनन्दन् सस्मितेन ययौ हरिः। गदन्तीना योषिताम् निरीक्षणेनाभिनन्दन् सस्मितेन ययौ हरिः। एवं विधा गदन्तीना सगिरः पुरयोषिताम् निरीक्षणेनाभिनन्दन् सस्मितेन evam vidhaha. In this way, gadantina, thus praying and talking about him. Saha, he, the Lord. Giraha, of words. Purayoshitam, of the ladies of the capital. Nirikshanena, by his grace of glancing over them. Abhinandan, and greeting them. Sasmitena, with a smiling face. Yayao, departed. Harihi, the personality of Godhead. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. While the ladies of the capital of Hastinapur were greeting him and talking in this way, the Lord, smiling, accepted their good greetings, and casting the grace of his glance over them, he departed from the city. Please repeat. While the ladies of the capital of Hastinapur were greeting him and talking in this way, the Lord, smiling, accepted their good greetings, and casting the grace of his glance over them, he departed from the city. Next, I will read by myself. Ajata Shatru Pritanam Gopi Thayam Madhudvishaha Parebhya Shankita Snehat Prayunkta Chaturangini. Maharaj Yudhishthir, although no one's enemy, engaged 4 divisions of defense, horse, elephant, chariot, and army, to accompany Lord Krishna, the enemy of the Asuras, demons. The Maharaj did this because of the enemy and also out of affection for the Lord. Purport. Natural defensive measures are horses and elephants, combined with chariots and men. Horses and elephants are trained to move to any part of the hills or forests and plains. The charioteers could fight with many horses and elephants by the strength of powerful weapons, powerful arrows, even up to the standard of the Brahmastra, similar to modern atomic weapons. Maharaj Yudhishthir knew well that Krishna is everyone's friend and well-wisher, and yet there were asuras who were by nature envious of the Lord. So out of fear of attack from others and out of affection also, he engaged all varieties of defensive forces as bodyguards of Lord Krishna. If required, Lord Krishna himself was sufficient to defend himself from the attack of others who counted the Lord as their enemy, but still he accepted all the arrangements made by Maharaj Yudhishthir because he could not disobey the king, who was his elder cousin. The Lord plays the part of a subordinate in his transcendental sporting, and thus sometimes he puts himself in the care of Yashoda Mata for his protection in his so-called helplessness of childhood. That is the transcendental Leela or pastime of the Lord, the basic principle for all transcendental exchanges between the Lord and his devotees is exhibited to enjoy a transcendental bliss for which there is no comparison even up to the level of Brahmananda. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The prayers of the women of Hastinapur have got over, and although they were talking on the rooftops, but Lord Krishna being situated in everyone's heart. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha vedaischa sarvay aham eva vedyo vedanta krit veda videva chaham. Lord Krishna is there in the heart. From him comes remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. He is the compiler of Vedanta, and he is the object of all the knowledge of the Vedas. The knowledge to glorify Krishna is also given by Krishna. Externally, one can think that no, I have learned the language from school, from my family, my parents, or society. I have got the skills by working in my own way. But these are all instruments, they are also energies of Krishna. And sometimes when devotee is fortunate, they are able to realize direct mercy of Krishna. Like Dhruva Maharaj, small boy, he was 5 years old. He is not learned, even in ordinary language. It takes 12 years to perfect grammar, and then you can compose verses. And here 5-year-old boy, and he went to jungle, but he saw Lord Vishnu, and he wanted to offer some prayers, but he has no knowledge. Then Lord Vishnu immediately touched his head with a conch, and he got all the knowledge. And he was immediately empowered to offer prayers, and thus he started offering wonderful prayers in the service of the Lord immediately. So thus we can understand all knowledge is coming from the Supreme Lord. But when a devotee becomes eager to offer prayers to the Lord, then the Lord inspires from the heart how to offer the right prayers. When the devotee becomes eager to render service to the Lord inspires from the heart how to get the required skills and the abilities. So in this way, the Lord empowered the women, and they were able to offer prayers for the pleasure of the Lord. And although they were there on the rooftops, but Lord Krishna was able to hear them. And thus, we saw in the previous verse, Sasmitena yayau harihi. With a smiling face, he departed. He accepted, the Lord, smiling, accepted their good greetings, and casting the grace of his glance over them, he departed from the city. So he smiled, he accepted their greetings. So Lord is there in the heart, he understands what anybody is offering. Thus, when many people create some clamor about it is Krishna, Krishna, or what, so we have to understand, Lord is there, he understands. Whether you call him Krishna, you call him Krishna, or you call him by any other word of any other language. That is why Srila Prabhupada, rather Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained that if you cannot chant the name of Krishna, then you can chant any name of God as per your language. God is known by various names. But God is there in the heart, he understands that somebody is calling me. But the name should indicate that supreme absolute truth. Then that name is all right, it does not matter. Even if you do not know the aim, like Atri Muni simply meditated to please the Supreme Lord. He was not knowing who is the Supreme Lord, but he was meditating. Because it is common sense, there is somebody who is supreme. So he was meditating to have darshan of the Supreme. And then Supreme came. Who came? Yes? Yes, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. All three came down. And as we were discussing in the last weekly session of our Prabhupada world, Lord has got various purposes. One purpose is to give knowledge, and other purpose is even to confuse. So Atri Muni became very happy that I am so glad that you have given me darshan. But I was praying for the Supreme Lord. Can you please tell me among all of you who is Supreme? So what do they tell? Yes, all of us are Supreme. He is Supreme in creation, and I am Supreme in maintenance, and He is Supreme in destruction. So all of us are Supreme. So in this way, Krishna creates various confusions also, because he has got twin purposes: to give knowledge, matta smritir jnanam, apohanam, forgetfulness also. So those who want to forget Krishna, Krishna makes them forgetful. And those who want to have knowledge, then Krishna gives them knowledge. Krishna will create wrong education system by which people will become atheist. Krishna will create the right education system by which, that is why he tells, Shuchinam Shrimatam Gehe Yoga Brashto Bijayate. One who has taken birth in good family or pious family, that he is very fortunate. From the birth he will be educated in Krishna consciousness, but this is not by chance, because he was a yogi. He wanted to advance. Now Krishna has given him facility. Whereas some other person could take birth in family of atheist, that also Krishna tells that Kshipami, I throw him in the darkest regions of existence. Asurim eva yonishu, in the demoniac species of life. Krishna is throwing people in demoniac species also, and Krishna is giving birth in pious families, devotee family also, as per the desire of the living entity. If I want to become atheist, forget Krishna, Krishna will give nice logic. And if we want to become devotee, then again Krishna will help us. So ultimately Krishna is source of. So this is very important point, as Prabhupada explains in the second verse here. Ajata Shatru Pritanam Gopithaya Madhudvishaha Prayungta Chatur Anginim. So when Lord Krishna was departing, Maharaj Yudhishthir, he is elder cousin. So he is very protective of Krishna. And although Krishna has got no one as his enemy, but still some demons are by nature envious. Usually when we behave wrongly towards someone, they become our enemy. But there are some people who are by nature envious. You have not done anything wrong. You are their well-wisher, still they would be envious. They are called demons. Although Lord is everyone's friend, but they are very much envious of the Lord. So to protect the Supreme Lord, Lord Krishna, from such enemies who are so envious, Maharaj Yudhishthir, he arranged 4 divisions. Which are the 4 divisions of protection?
Elephants, horses, chariot, and
Army. Yes. Elephants, horses, chariot, and army. So thus whatever is required, everything Krishna has given. There is no need of making artificial machines, your automobiles, tanks, everything. Krishna has given. He has given elephants, and he has given, it's a natural factory. Machine will produce more machine. So if you want to travel fast, then there is horse. You want to carry load, there is ass. Or you want to travel in desert, there is camel. Like this, Krishna has arranged very, very nicely all means of transportation. But we are not satisfied with such means. We think there is something missing, some lack of technology. We need to advance in our technology. It is not moving fast enough. What will happen if we move fast enough? What is the need? Now we have trains, they move fast. They want to make faster trains. Train should move faster than the plane also. Very, very fast conveyances they want to invent. Why? What is the purpose? What do they think? They think I will be able to save time. Yes, now it is taking. Elephant will take a very long time. If I have my plane, I can reach very quickly from Hastinapur to Dwarka. Have darshan in the temple, come back on Monday to work in the office. So they think I will be able to save time. But what is the result? They lose time because of this. Now they are forced to travel across the country for their work. So this is the result. So the time which they wanted to save, anyway they could not save. The only thing they have succeeded in doing is destroying the planet also, and their peace of mind. Time anyway could not be saved. So thus we can see they do not get the result of technology. So because there is nothing, there is no technology missing. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Thus we understand that these warriors were so powerful. The charioteers, they were able to counter all the elephants, all the horses, and the armies also. How they were able to counter? Simply by their arrows. Their arrows would become so powerful by the mystical arrangement of the Lord. There is science of mantras. It will become as powerful, rather much more powerful than today's atomic weapons as well. But people were not very much interested in such things. Asuras were interested. They will still make machines. And it is told once Asuras made such machines and they were dropping missiles here and there by using Vedic knowledge. So thus in Bhagavatam it is mentioned Lord Buddha came and made them atheist. They disobeyed the Vedas, then they lost. So otherwise no one was able to defeat them. So that is why it is required to make people atheist from time to time. And that is the purpose for which Lord Buddha descends. So the demons, they make these yantras. They always want machines. In Krishna's time also we see there was a demon who made a flying saucer, and it was present everywhere. And people were not able to figure out. It was simultaneously appearing everywhere. It would disappear, again appear. In this way, demons have been expert. But otherwise, normal people were not interested. Although such sciences were present. Why? Because they were knowing what is missing in my life. What is missing? Krishna consciousness. Human life is preparation for Krishna consciousness. Nothing is missing. No. So that is why we see what is the result. We think that something is missing. No, not Krishna technology. You make technology. The result of technology will be the destruction of the planet. Who has destroyed the planet? An ordinary farmer has destroyed. Any ordinary villager has destroyed, or some simple man? No. The people, intelligent people who told we will make you very, very happy, they have destroyed the planet. Air is bad, water is bad. What do we eat? Everywhere there is chemical. This chemical is invention of farmer? No. Intelligent man who told I will make you happy. Yes, technology is missing, and I have got this nice chemical for you. Put this chemical in your farms, you will have green revolution. Put this chemical in your cow, you will have white revolution. And everywhere, put in your body, health revolution. So revolution has come, yes. People in US are getting mad. And that's why we are getting so much diseased. We are simply increasing more hospitals. What Prabhupada told, they are realizing now. That if you advance in your fitness, in your health, that means hospitals should be reduced. Yes, we had 10 hospitals in Mumbai. Now we have only 2 because people are very fit. In America, there should be minimum hospitals. But no, hospitals are increasing. The pills a person has to take, that is increasing. So the fitness is going down. So thus we can understand what is the result of this advancement without Krishna consciousness, that we only create more troubles in our life. So there is nothing missing. But when people think something is missing, then they endeavor for it. And what is the result? The result is overall destruction, overall calamity. Or, no, yes, that is all right. These people are able to understand. Like we showed the video in my recent class. So Sabir Bhatia, the founder of Hotmail, he is telling. So he is on a podcast and he is very rich, of course, founder of Hotmail, very rich American. And he tells, yes, the person is asking, you don't drive this car. Chalai, bahut अच्छे से चलाई. But then what next? You get bored. Now it is there always. I have a yacht also now. I take it once in a year. That's it. So, and then he's telling this Hindu philosophy is correct. This is Maya. What next? Okay, you have done it. But what next? So grass is always greener on the other side. And then he tells, what satisfies you is relationships, human relationship. But he does not understand, unfortunately, Hindu philosophy rightly, that relationship is also Maya. So this is how people think. Yes, this is Maya, but that is not Maya. Because all these entrepreneurs, all respects to them, everyone is in ignorance, but they work so hard that they are not able to maintain nice relationships. Thus, it could be Steve Jobs, could be any other person, he tells. So now I realize that when you have sufficient money to last a lifetime, you should work on important things in life, like relationships, like other things. But had they spent time on relationships, they would have realized this is also Maya. This is also not dissatisfaction. So earlier it was very, very difficult to have relationship. No question of relationship between girl and boy before marriage. And people think, oh, this relationship will make my life fantastic. So we celebrated Nityanand Trayodashi in the ashram last week, and flowers were 3 times more expensive. So I told, why it is so expensive? They told Valentine's Day. 3 times more expensive flowers. So anyway, we had to purchase because we had to celebrate on that day. So people are gifting, they are thinking, oh, I'll be very happy. But what is the result? All those people who have enjoyed relationship and see the life will become miserable. They want to die, they don't want to continue their life. So people come to the point of suicide because of just relationship. Without relationship, yes, there is misery. But we need to know what kind of relationship should we have. We should have relationship with God. That is missing in our life. No mundane relationship. Mundane technology will destroy the planet. Mundane relationship will also destroy you. And that is what we see is clearly happening. So much of depression, so much of gloom, so much of sadness, so much of crime, all because of relationship. But I thought that will make, oh, that is missing in my life. Let me have it now. So become miserable. So that is why it is very important to understand Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam. Nothing is missing in our life. So Krishna has designed a system that has to be followed very, very closely. So Prabhupada explains. But Prabhu, then we see devotees are also, they are also looking for money, money, money. Sometimes some devotees tell that I receive call only on festivals for donation of money. So we are also running after the Prabhupada explains very nicely. Prabhupada is writing letter to one of his leading disciples. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated something along with your check of $20. And thank you very much. I am receiving very encouraging reports from all our centers, including yours. So we should know definitely that Krishna is giving us all opportunities to serve him more enthusiastically. Actually, the whole universe is Krishna's property. Krishna's devotees are his bona fide officers or sons. So if he likes, he can entrust the whole charge to his devotees immediately. It is not difficult for him. So Prabhupada is explaining Krishna is proprietor of whole universe. And the man who is proprietor can give property to his son immediately. But why man does not give? Yes. It is not difficult for him. But he wants to see how his devotees are developing unalloyed Krishna consciousness. You are a very nice boy, and by Krishna's grace, you have captured the opportunity. And another devotee is very good associate for this purpose. So combinedly you try to spread this movement, follow the rules and regulations, chant Hare Krishna, and gradually you will see your life is perfect. So, with all my good wishes, offer my blessings to the others. Here in London, they had a very nice reception, and the press cutting in one of the papers is sent herewith. The BBC television station very much appreciated our movement, and we were interviewed in one very popular show last Tuesday evening. So things are progressing nicely, and our movement is gradually becoming popular. You will be also glad to know that we have recently opened centers in Tokyo, Denver, and Laguna Beach. Most probably very soon there will be another branch in Chicago. So let us work sincerely, and the requisite money and men will be supplied by Krishna for his service. I hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So thus Prabhupada explains very nicely that yes, the devotees may also seek the same thing, but they are not thinking that, oh, I want this money so that I may enjoy. Yes, somebody who has money, his money should be used for Krishna. So, and somebody who does not have money, the devotees may call some students also. They don't have money but for what? So that they can be engaged in the service of Krishna. Some physical service is required. So only if we engage in the service of Krishna, then we will be satisfied. That is the only thing which is missing in our life. So thus, we are not dependent on anything else, either resources or wealth. Prabhupada explains, men and money will be sent by Krishna. Let us work sincerely. The requisite money and men will be supplied by Krishna for his service. Everything is coming from Krishna. So this is very important. Ananya chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate. One who is worshipping me, one who is always thinking of me without any deviation. What happens? Yogakshemam tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. I give them what they lack and I preserve what they have, materially as well as spiritually. Thus Prabhupada explains, this is the process. Krishna is there in the heart, but why he does not give knowledge? Matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Krishna is the source of all knowledge. Why there is confusion? Why there is lack of clarity? Why people are not able to understand this simple fact? That yes, nothing is missing in my life. If I try to do anything apart from increasing Krishna consciousness, the effect is reverse. Otherwise, the same technology which I made for my help, that becomes source of my destruction. The relationship which I entered into for my pleasure becomes the cause of my distress. This simple knowledge, this common sense does not awaken in the heart, and people keep suffering year after year, generation after generation. They will engage next generation also in the same business. But this illusion does not break. Why? Because they do not follow process. Yes, Krishna is there in the heart, but there is a process by which Krishna will give knowledge. What is the process? So Prabhupada explains, I am so glad to note that you are strictly following the regulative principles of devotional life and regularly chanting 16 rounds of beads daily. Continue faithfully, because such chanting of Hare Krishna mantra is our very strength in spiritual life and will keep you always in touch with Krishna. As soon as you will be getting yourself married with the name of devotee, so it is your duty as his wife to help him advance in Krishna consciousness in every respect. So if you keep yourself 24 hours engaged in Krishna service, then surely he will follow suit. Make Krishna the very center of your household life and work cooperatively to serve him to the very best of your capacity. Then you will be happy and your lives will know perfection. So it is not that relationships are bad, but relationship with Krishna is the primary relationship. In order to establish this primary relationship, if we have other relationships, then those relationships also will be source of pleasure. And Prabhupada is writing here, it is not that you will suffer in the relationship. Maharaj Yudhishthira is also having relationship. He is maintaining relation with his family members, with his cousins. He is maintaining relations even with his uncle, who was all the while plotting to kill them. He is having relationship with his animals. He is having relationship with his subjects. He is having all the relationships. But all these relationships are creating spiritual advancement for him because he is doing as an instrument for Krishna. Similarly, Lord Brahma, he has got extraordinary power, extraordinary position. He is creating planets, our bodies and everything, our destinies. But he is doing it as a matter of servant of Krishna, as a matter of duty, so that people can become Krishna conscious. For this, Brahma has taken the post of creator of the universe. So thus, relationships are not bad. Relationships, nothing is the cause of our serving but the lack of Krishna consciousness. Unfortunately, sometimes Krishna conscious devotees are also not able to understand. Matajis are telling that my husband Prabhu does not give time. He is simply engaged in book distribution, preaching. So why do you need time? You also go out and preach with him. So simply if we do this, Prabhupada explains, make Krishna the very center of your, if you keep yourself 24 hours engaged in Krishna service, Prabhupada is not telling, keep yourself 12 hours engaged in Krishna service, 12 hours in husband service. No. Prabhupada is telling, keep yourself 24 hours engaged in Krishna service, then husband also will follow you. He will also follow the suit. Make Krishna the very center of your household life. So first thing is, Krishna is center of household life. Now who is center? Maybe children are the center. Husband and wife, they are working very hard so that children can be happy. Children remain dissatisfied entire life. Even if you give all your wealth to them, they will be dissatisfied. No question. Give all wealth. We see also recently what happened. Not recently, a couple of years ago. Although it is hidden in other cases, in this case it was evident. Very rich person, as soon as he gave property to his son, the first thing son did was threw father out of the house. It was grossly visible. Other cases, it is hidden, but it is an evident fact. There is no question of satisfaction. If you make children the center of your life, children will remain dissatisfied always, and you will also remain dissatisfied that why I am not able to satisfy my children. Thus everyone is dissatisfied. But if Krishna is made the center of household life, I am engaged, my husband is engaged, my children are engaged in the service of Krishna, then everyone will be satisfied. So this Krishna, aho dainyam, aho kashtam, we have discussed many times. Parakyai shan bhangurai, martya swagyati vigrahe, aho dainyam, aho kashtam. The very wealth and relatives become great sources of misery if we don't use them in welfare for good of others. The best welfare is spreading Krishna consciousness. Then these very things become sources of misery as we see it is happening in the world outside. Those people who suffer, who are miserable, are they not having wealth? Wealth, more wealth also they are having. The more wealth, the more success, the more is the misery. That is the research now. More successful are more prone to depression. Children of rich people are more prone to depression. Forbes has done research. So are they not having relatives around them? They are having. But these people and this wealth has become their sources of misery. Aho dainyam, aho kashtam. So that is why Krishna should be center of our life. Everyone should be working so that we can serve Krishna. So Prabhupada tells, keep yourself 24 hours engaged in the service. These people do not know that all of us, entire family, should be 24 hours engaged in the service of Krishna. Then what happens? Make Krishna the very center of your household life and work cooperatively to serve him. Yes, there should be cooperation, not for mutual satisfaction. Okay, let us cooperate and go to hill station now, enjoy. No. Let us cooperate. You want to roam about, okay, go to Vrindavan, go to Dwarka, go to Badrinath and take some other people with you, make them also devotees. So in this way it is very nice. So cooperate to serve him, to serve Krishna to the best of your capacity. Then you will be happy and your lives will know perfection. So thus Prabhupada is telling, then you will be happy. So then relations will not cause you trouble. Then you will be happy if you enter into relationship for the pleasure of Krishna. Yes, to please Lord Jagannath, Mataji would have asked a question about pleasing Jagannath. So Prabhupada explains, yes, to please Lord Jagannath means to go on serving him to the best of your ability. Go on serving him to the best of your ability. We all have different abilities. So I should not compare that this devotee is serving so nicely, having such a big temple of Jagannath. I have no place to make a temple, does not matter. Whatever is our capacity, to the best of our ability, if we serve, Lord Jagannath is pleased. That love is there, dormant for Lord Jagannath. Simply we have to revive it. Not that it is something new. Simply we have to remember. And the process is, what is the process to revive this love? The process is how to revive, remember our love with Jagannath? Yes. And the process is to engage in his service. But before this, Prabhupada uses a word. The process is to engage blanks in his service. The process is to engage blanks in his service. The process is to engage transcendental in his service? No. The process is to engage blanks in his service, not everything. No. No. The process is to engage wholeheartedly in his service, Prabhupada tells. This is very important. So simply service is not enough. That is why Prabhupada tells one has to engage in devotional service in full Krishna consciousness. Tasma sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmar yudhyacha. When I am doing service, so thus, as we have discussed, devotees ask, Prabhupada, should I do service or should I serve Krishna? How to do both? Should I think of Krishna or should I do service? How to do both? So Prabhupada tells, yes, we can do both when I feel I am incapable of serving Krishna. So why am I incapable? Incapable because Krishna does not need any external arrangements. Krishna wants the love and I have no love for Krishna. Thus I am not at all qualified to. Thus Prabhupada tells, when you are offering a flower to Krishna or when you are offering food to Krishna, then you should tell Krishna, I am not qualified, but I have brought with love, kindly accept. And then Prabhupada tells, if Krishna accepts, then your life is successful. So right now we are not on the platform of rendering service to Krishna. By Prabhupada's mercy, our service is getting accepted. Otherwise, Krishna will not accept our service. We have no love for Krishna. So by this we practice. My service is of third grade. I have no attachment for you, but kindly accept because I have no other hope. So in this way, I pray to Krishna. Then we will be able to remember Krishna. Otherwise, if I am proud that I am doing some service for Krishna, these are my resources, I am intelligent. If I don't think that this intelligence is also by Krishna, this money is also by Krishna, everything belongs to Krishna, and I have no love, so Krishna will not accept it. So then we will not be able to think of Krishna. So in this way, I should always pray that Krishna, please engage me in your service, please accept my service. So Krishna wants love. So that is why wholeheartedly, always we should think of Krishna, pray to Krishna in gratitude that thank you Krishna, there is opportunity to engage in your service, but unfortunately I have no attachment for you, so kindly accept my service. So in this way we chant, we think of Krishna always and engage in his. So this wholeheartedly is very, very important. This is the most important process of purification. All other tapasya, all other austerities, na tata yagvan rajan, puyeta tapadivi. Fasting, walking barefoot, doing long parikramas, and giving charity, all one's wealth in charity, all these things are definitely purifying. But there is nothing so purifying as yatha Krishna arpita pranas, surrendering one's life to Krishna, tat purusha nishevaya, and engaging in his service wholeheartedly. So this is the real process. Wholeheartedly engage in service of Krishna. How we engage wholeheartedly in somebody's service here? Always we think of that person. In similar way, wholehearted service is required. That is the way of spiritual advancement. Simply service if you are doing, that is also good. That will also make us advance. But wholeheartedly, with great care and attention. That is why when Prabhupada went to the US, he was staying in various places. So temples were not there. Prabhupada was staying in his host's house, or some other people were having access to Prabhupada. They were telling how Prabhupada was. When he's cooking for Krishna, Prabhupada was so silent and he was completely absorbed in the service. He would not talk much.
So wholeheartedly is completely absorbed in thinking of Krishna. And similarly, Prabhupada became very glad when a devotee forgot to offer obeisances to Prabhupada when Prabhupada came out of temple, because he was completely absorbed in gardening. So Prabhupada told, yes, whether you are worshipping the deity, gardening or cleaning the floor, you should be as attentive always, because Krishna's service is on the absolute platform. So everything should be done with great care and attention. The floor's marble or tile is also non-different from Krishna. It is completely spiritual. This understanding we must have. It is aprakrit, completely transcendental. So it is non-different from Krishna. So I should clean it with great care and attention. So whatever service we are doing, every service should be done with similar care and attention and wholeheartedly, always thinking of Krishna with love for Krishna. I have to please Krishna. 24 hours I should be thinking, let me serve in such a nice way that Krishna becomes pleased. This desire to please Krishna, Krishna is there in the heart. He is noticing our attitude. So let me sacrifice whatever I can, as much as I can. Let me take the hardships as much as I can in the service of Krishna. This is called wholeheartedly. Krishna is noticing, he is seeing from the heart how much trouble we are taking, how much sacrifice we are doing. So in this way, Prabhupada explains, and the process is to engage wholeheartedly in his service. Then by serving, that dormant love will be reawakened. And then one day, what will happen? Jagannath will reveal himself to you. I am like this. And that will be perfection of Krishna consciousness. So work for it enthusiastically. So Lord Jagannath will reveal himself, his identity. So thus all the confusions, everything is simply because of lack of Krishna consciousness. As long as one does not have faith, Krishna does not have. Prabhupada was explaining why Mayavadis are not guided. Because they doubt the personality of Krishna. As long as you are doubtful Krishna is a person or not, Krishna will not speak. Krishna does not speak to nonsense. To whom does Krishna speak? When you are thoroughly convinced of Krishna, having faith in Krishna. So thus Prabhupada tells, by serving, we increase our faith. And then, when faithfully we engage in service of Krishna, then Krishna talks. Krishna talks to the devotee. And then Krishna reveals, I am like this. And that will be perfection of Krishna consciousness. So all the knowledge of spiritual life or of material life, it is simply coming from Krishna. So thus we should understand there is nothing missing in our life. Like Duryodhan's calculation, we should also not calculate and waste our time in chasing this thing or some other thing. All those things which we chase, minus Krishna consciousness, they simply increase the deficit in our life. They don't bridge the gap. They increase the problems of life. So thus we have to understand neither technology is missing nor relations are missing. Relation without Krishna is Maya, illusion. Technology, comforts without Krishna is also Maya. But when we engage in service of Krishna, then all these things, they help us to advance in spiritual life. Our relations help us to advance. The technology also, the same phone, it can take you to Samadhi. Yes? Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya, when was it possible? Can you hear from your spiritual master always? Can you? No, but now it is possible. You can hear spiritual master always. Wherever you are, in whichever situation you are in washroom also, you play. Then also you can hear kirtan. Then also you can hear Bhagavatam. You are cleaning, cooking. There's such a nice thing. 24 hours you can hear about Krishna. You can have darshan of Krishna. You can have association of devotees. So the same device will take you back to Godhead. But the same device can take us to hell also, as it is happening with most of the people. So that is why what is missing is Krishna consciousness. If Krishna consciousness is there, then everything becomes source of pleasure. This will become source of pleasure and ecstasy. The same devices, the same instrument, the same people. And without Krishna consciousness, they only increase miseries of life. So thus what is missing is simply, and then when Krishna is pleased, as Krishna, he casted his loving sidelong glance upon the women of Hastinapur. Similarly, simply, Yat karunye kataksh vai bhavatam tam gaurame vastumaha. Simply, if we get sidelong glance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then we can attain what the great yogis are also not able to attain. Kaivalyam narkayate. The situation of moksha becomes hellish to a person. Why hellish? Moksha is source of great pleasure, yes, but this great pleasure is nothing, not even a drop compared to the pleasure of Krishna consciousness. It is a great misery for those devotees who know how to relish Krishna consciousness. Kaivalyam narkayate. The most sought after position of Kaivalya, impersonal liberation, becomes like hell. Tridashpush akash pushpayate. The elevation to heavenly planets or economic advancement, development, it becomes phantasmagoria, illusion. Akash pushpayate means flower in the sky, or horse's eggs. Horse does not lay eggs. Similarly, there is no happiness in heavenly planets or in any good place on this planet. But one is able to realize this fact only when one has sidelong glance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Otherwise, one will helplessly be enamored by all these presentations of Maya. One will not understand. Even theoretically one may read, but realization will not happen. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has not casted his sidelong glance. Tridash push akash pushpayate. Then a person understands everything is akash pushpa. What is this temporary? It is dream. Temporarily I can have a role in some heavenly planets, comforts. I'll come down again and suffer. Anything temporary is dream. What is the value of all these temporary forms, life after life? Tridash push akash pushpayate kaivalyam narkayate. Vidhi mahendradishcha kitayate. The situation of the great demigods, position of great demigods like Indra and Vidhi, Brahma also. Just imagine, you can control entire universe. But that position becomes equal to the position of insect. Kitayate. Just imagine. Here we are so much enamored with little progress. Just one more promotion I can have. Just little more salary I can have. Just one more car, if this car I can have in my life. Or this thing. I work so very much hard. But the position of Brahma and Indra also becomes equivalent to that of insect. Vidhi Mahendra Dishcha Kitayate. Devotee does not see any difference between the position of insect or Brahma. Both are illusioned. Both positions are temporary and illusion and full of misery. Any position in this world is full of misery. Everyone in hospital is sick. Somebody is more sick, another person is less sick. But everyone is sick. So any wise man will not prefer, okay, I want this disease. Let me have cholera. Let me avoid HIV. No, he will avoid all diseases. So Vidhi Mahendra Ajishcha, he equates everyone on the same position, whether one be Vidhi or one be an insect. Both are diseased and both are miserable. Durdantendriya kala sarpa patali prodka danshtrayate. The senses are very, very difficult to control. They are compared to snakes. We die simply because of the sensual activities. Our senses are not satisfied in life when we have no love for Krishna. They demand satisfaction because we need pleasure. When pleasure from Krishna's service is not there, then we seek pleasure through the senses. We need pleasure. Yes. And as soon as you satisfy, give pleasure to the senses, what do? They want more pleasure and more pleasure. And then they are never satisfied. Even till the time of death, you keep on enjoying them. Thus, we create more bodies and more birth. And in this way, senses make our life very troublesome. It is the senses only which are the causes of our death. They are snakes. 5 snakes are biting us to death. So that is why the great rishis, it is their objective. The purpose of yoga, why people without clothes they are sitting in Himalayas. Yoga indriya sanyamya, to control the senses. Rather, the activities of the senses has to be completely stopped, has to be made zero. That is the purpose of yoga. Yoga is not simply getting some small power, producing some fire or small gust of wind from the hand. No, yogic process means, Prabhupada explains, you have to transcend all the laws of nature, even death. When you are able to die at your own will, that is the perfection of yoga. It is not some physical fitness. You should be able to surpass all the laws of nature Death also should not act upon you. That is what is to be attained by practice. And for this, the sensual activities have to be stopped, have to be made zero. Thus, you have to eventually minimize and completely stop eating, completely stop watching, completely stop all the external activities of the senses. So it is very, very tough process to control the senses. All this has to be done to control the senses. But by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, Protkhāt danshtrayate, the snake is dangerous as long as it has got poison fangs. When poison fangs are removed, then nobody is scared of snake. So thus, when we get mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the poison fangs of the senses are removed. Then even though a devotee may engage in sensual activities, he does not create dissatisfaction in his life or more births. Thus, a devotee can live anywhere like Yudhishthir Maharaj. He can live in opulence also, he can live in comforts also. He can engage all his senses also. He need not stop the activities of the senses because the poison fangs are removed. The poison is personal satisfaction. He is not using his senses for his personal gratification. All the senses devotee is using for Krishna's satisfaction. Thus poison fangs are removed. Thus a devotee surpasses the debilitating or the fatal effect of the senses. All this happens by Karunye Kataksh Vaibhavatam Tam Gauramai Vastumaha. By simply glance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thus this position. Why so many people who were into so many wrong habits, abominable habits, for them there was no question of Krishna consciousness. They are able to completely renounce very soon. And they are able to dedicate their life in the service of Krishna. How this transformation is happening? It never happened in the history. Thus it is told, Vina Pashugnath. Anybody can understand Krishna consciousness but an animal eater, animal killer. But so many meat eaters, they have become devotees. How it is possible? By mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So thus there is a personal action which is happening. So thus we should be very, very clear about it. It is a very personal process. We have to please two personalities, spiritual master and Krishna or Lord Chaitanya. So by their pleasure, they glance very merciful upon us. And simply by their glance, life becomes successful. We have to simply draw their attention. So just this understanding is missing in life, that I should not impress this person or that person. I should simply impress my spiritual master and Krishna. Krishna can give anything and everything materially or spiritually for his service. Prabhupada explains, he simply needs to see. Krishna is willing to see, just like a father waits. My child has become responsible now. Now I can hand over my entire business to him. Similarly, Krishna wants to see whether my devotee has developed unalloyed devotional service for me or not. So thus, this is the only thing we should aspire for. We will end here. Any questions? Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, we hear in this Bhagavatam class every day that there is no happiness in this material world.
Yes.
And so, but as soon as we go outside and we engage in normal daily activities, or we
Yes.
go outside for office work and all, we cannot see the world or the things with the same understanding we understand in Bhagavatam. So, how to maintain that vision which we hear in Bhagavatam?
That's what we discussed. The vision or covering of the vision is created by Krishna. So thus wholeheartedly we have to engage in service of Krishna. And then Krishna will give the right vision. Then we will not get carried away by illusion. So we have to engage wholeheartedly in Krishna's service.
What does it mean by wholeheartedly, Prabhu?
We understand how we work wholeheartedly for anybody. Ask those people who have distributed roses on 14th. What is wholeheartedly? What do you do? Beg, borrow or steal, but satisfy your partner. Wholeheartedly. So similarly, we have to work for same thing we have to apply for Krishna.
Prabhu, means they are naturally attracted toward opposite gender. That's why they are doing.
Yes, so we have to
But
practice.
yeah,
We have not got natural inclination for that. That is called sadhana bhakti. So we have to practice now. And by practicing, slowly it will get revived.
This material world, Maya world is on this side, and the spiritual world is on this side. Why the teaching cannot come on midway and in both way you can balance, and that will be more easier to understand and spread.
So the question is, material world is on one side and spiritual world is on other side. So why there cannot be a midway, that we can have best of the both worlds, material world and spiritual world also? And actually it is one only. Apparently, initially it appears different, that material life is something and spiritual life is something else. Actually, there is nothing but spiritual existence. Material existence is illusory. We are all spirit souls. I think I am this body. That is illusion. I am not this body. Similarly, this material world is also spiritual world. Just like the policeman, he is not bad, but for the criminal, he acts badly. He punishes. So for criminal, there is distinguish. He has to distinguish. He is a good man. He is bad man. He punishes me every time. But he is also government agent. If you behave nicely, policeman will act for our protection, like other agencies. But for criminal, he will act for his destruction. Similarly, material world is also spiritual world, and interact spiritually. That is why in spiritual world, what is the understanding? That spiritual world, there is no work. You simply desire and your desire is fulfilled directly. But in material world, everyone has to work. But a pure devotee here also need not work. He simply desires. That is why he is called Satya Sankalpa. Pure devotee desires. And thus Prabhupada writes, when Dhruv Maharaj prayed very nicely and he got the position of Dhruv Lok, Prabhupada explains even Narad Muni could have given him that position. Even Narad Muni could have given him that position. But that is not the duty, or the duty of spiritual master is to guide the candidate towards Krishna. Otherwise, pure devotee is so powerful, he can create planet, universe, anything and everything. Because he is son of Krishna, all powers of Krishna are bestowed upon his pure devotee. So pure devotee, even living in this material world, is living in spiritual world. So thus we can see Yudhishthir Maharaj, they are living just like materialists. So it is not that we have to leave anything, we simply have to add Krishna consciousness to our life. So material spiritual world, for those who are conditioned souls, there is difference. But those who are liberated souls, there is no difference. It is all the same. The jailer is comfortable inside the jail, he is comfortable outside the jail also, because he is jailer. But a thief, he will be miserable inside the jail, he will be happy outside the jail. So for servant of God, there is no discrimination. In jail, he is as comfortable as he is outside. He is having same facilities. But for criminals, there is difference. Yes. Any other online? We have some questions.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, we see that Parikshit Maharaj went to the Ganges to hear Bhagavatam. Similarly, we see other instances where Bhagavat was heard at a proper place. So, is the toilet a good place to hear?
The question is, Parikshit Maharaj went to, okay, I need not repeat, yes. So he went to Ganges to hear, and toilet is good place to hear or not? Yes, every place is, it does not matter. Yes, we should prefer, not that we always sit in the toilet. We should go to temple, and the effect is many times more pronounced. If we sit on the bank of the Ganges, we sit in the temple, the effect is much, much more. So that is very good. But we will be going for toilet also, and that is the nature's act we have to engage in. That time also do not miss. That is the understanding. And it is told specifically, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very pleased with the son of his devotees because he was chanting even while evacuation. Even while passing stool, he would chant Hare Krishna, he would not stop. So thus chanting has to be done if you do in a temple, that is recommended. Prabhupada told, don't go outside of the temple. It is 1,000 times more effective in the temple. But even while you are attending to nature's call, do not stop. Keep on chanting and hearing even at that time.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, if a senior devotee blesses someone that I don't know your goal, but all the best, to a neophyte devotee or lower than neophyte, what will happen to the devotee if his desire is to do some particular service?
So yes, the blessings of devotees are always good. And Krishna makes the devotees instruments for the blessings. So blessings will help devotee in advancing towards Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, as Prabhupada says, surrender with intelligence and don't surrender your intelligence. So how to have full faith as well as critical thinking at the same time?
For this, we have covered this thing in the past lectures also elaborately. So to briefly explain, in army also the soldier has to take a vow that I surrender to my authority. Whatever my authority says, I will follow. But there is an exception. Unless your authority gives an instruction which is clear violation of the codes of conduct, then you are not supposed to. So thus there have been some cases where the soldier, let's say, killed an old man by shooting in the head or something. In a situation it was not, or some policeman, whatever. So he told, my senior ordered, but the senior was pardoned. He told he was not in proper mind. The senior got excused, but the person who followed the order, he was punished. So why he was punished? He would tell, I simply followed the order. I was surrendered. I am supposed to follow the command of my authority. No, you should follow the command as long as something is not a clear violation, which a common man can understand. If something is in clear violation, then in those cases, thus Prabhupada told, when somebody started offering, it unfortunately happened, devotees were very new, they started offering meat in the temple. Another devotees told Prabhupada, so Prabhupada told, why you did not object, why you did not tell me? So Prabhupada, you have told, follow temple president, follow as it is. So then Prabhupada told, surrender with intelligence, don't surrender your intelligence. It is clear violation. So chanting 16 rounds, following 4 regulative principles, these are very clear instructions. If somebody is telling to violate these principles, if somebody is telling Krishna is not supreme personality, some other person is supreme, there is clear violation. So in such cases, we should disobey. But in all other cases where there is doubt, this may be right, may not be right, in all such cases, authority should be followed. And yes, Prabhupada also explains, as we have discussed, there is authority system, just like there is judicial system. The sessions court we are not satisfied, we can go to higher court or we can go to Supreme Court. But the judiciary should be followed. In a similar way, authority should always be followed, not that we defy the authority.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, as one gets attracted to opposite sex while seeing them, in brackets physical attraction, if Krishna reveals himself in his original form, we will also get attracted to him as he is all attractive. So why doesn't he reveal?
We will not get attracted to Krishna. Prabhupada gives example. An iron is naturally attracted towards magnet. But when the iron is rusted, it does not get attracted. Similarly, if Krishna makes himself manifest, instead of getting attraction, we can even fight with Krishna. Krishna, you are enjoying in spiritual world and you sent me here to suffer in material world. Let me teach you a lesson. That is what happened with Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu was knowing that Vishnu is supreme. And he told Vishnu is God. God should be impartial. But God always does partiality with the Devatas. So now I will teach God a lesson. I will kill God. And thus he was knowing Vishnu is God, but he wanted to kill Vishnu. So this is demoniac mentality. So thus, even though Krishna becomes visible to us, and Krishna was visible, he was visible 5,000 years ago, but Duryodhana and party did not surrender. Nobody surrendered. So that is why, and Krishna is visible even now. Krishna is visible in his deity form. Krishna is visible in his books, but we are not able to appreciate. So thus, we have no attraction for Krishna in this conditioned state. So Krishna is waiting When you develop attraction, then I will become manifest.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, how to understand about chanting any names as told by Lord Chaitanya versus only Hare Krishna as told by Prabhupada, like Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari was forbidden?
Very nice question. So how do we understand? At one place Prabhupada is telling, don't chant even other mantras. So devotees even asked on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance day, which bhajan should we sing? There are many bhajans which could be sung specifically about Lord Chaitanya also otherwise. Prabhupada told Hare Krishna Mahamantra. In our temples, follow with that. Although there are many other bona fide bhajans, many other these things, but Prabhupada told no, for our temple these things are sufficient. And on the other hand, the instruction is that chant any name of Krishna, it does not matter. So how do we understand this? Yes, so understanding is one can chant any name of Krishna and that name will give him. So again here two understandings are there. Any name of Krishna, but it should come in parampara. This is most important. So the name becomes effective, our chanting becomes effective, any spiritual practice becomes effective when it comes in proper parampara. Sampradaya vihina ye mantrate nishphala mataha. If you don't take mantra which is coming in disciplic succession, it will be nishphal. What is the meaning of nishphal? It will not bring the desired spiritual result. Material result you will get. Prabhupada explains. If you hear from a professional Bhagavat reciter who have made speaking Bhagavatam as their source of livelihood, that is their bread and butter. For this they do Ram Katha and Krishna Katha. You can hear from them. Will you get any benefit? Oh yes, you will get. Your material desires will be fulfilled. So that is why people ask that I am worshipping this person who is assumed to be incarnation of God, but he is not God. But I see my results, my material desires are fulfilled. Yes, because they also chant the name of Krishna directly, indirectly. They add the name of Krishna or Om or Ram or like this, and then they chant, or Narayan. So because they are also chanting the names of God, thus they are getting result. It is not that those personalities, that ordinary mortal whom they have elevated to position of man, he is giving blessing. No. Krishna's name is there. So thus even from professional reciter, if you hear, it has got a material impact in your life. And such people will be able to fulfill their material desires. But the spiritual desire, love of God will not be awakened. So first thing is, any name of God you can chant and hear, that is very nice, but it should be heard from parampara. Second thing, even in parampara, Prabhupada has told us to chant something specifically. Why? Because even in parampara, different names have been given for different purposes. Lord Vishnu's name is not different from Lord Vishnu. And then you can engage in service of Lord Vishnu by chanting his name. But then in service of Lord Vishnu, if you want to serve him in other rasas like as a friend, as a parent, or as conjugal lover, that will not be allowed. You can serve in Shantaras or Dasiras. So thus, if you want to serve Krishna in other mellows, you have to chant Krishna's name. And Krishna also is served in various moods. Krishna is served in Swakiya Rasa, in Parkiya Rasa, in association, in separation. If you want to worship Krishna in separation, in that mood, then you have to take shelter of Goswamis. So that is the specific significance of taking mantra in parampara. You develop that specific mood and serving Krishna in that specific attitude. For this, Prabhupada has given us certain guidelines. If we follow that, we will achieve that desired result in our life.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, if a person...
those hearing from folk residency can please carry on. I'll take one or two questions more.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, if a person is normally following all rules and regulations, as in ISKCON or HG camp, and thinking of Krishna all the time, but he did get initiated from a guru, then will he be able... He didn't get initiated by a guru, then will he be able to reach God in his life?
No, if one is not initiated by Prabhupada, then he will not be able to get perfection of life. Initiation is the beginning. So that is a beginning, not what to speak of perfection. Spiritual life does not even begin without initiation. So initiation is very important. We'll finish. Granthara Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki.